Welcome to Surrounded by Sports, the Varsity Vibe. This is going to be a show we're going to try to put out on Fridays where we talk about high school sports. And today I got the opportunity to go up and talk to Wade McKinney, who is a fantastic guy. He has been very kind to me and allowed me to go up to PHS on several occasions and hang out and watch things. Several coaches have been, and I appreciate them all. But Wade allowed me in this week. I believe the game of the week this week, and several other people believe the game of the week, including Do Work. I think they've proclaimed the game of the week is PHS versus Pine Forest at Pensacola High School. So I got a chance to talk to Wade. I got a chance to talk to his offensive coordinator a little bit. And they're going to explain their team side of things a little bit. I'm going to talk in grand schemes. I'm going to talk. I've spent a lot of time with Kerry McDaniel. I spent a lot of time with Kerry McDowell and with Tyler Brooks and with Lee Burt over the course of the offseason, as well as they've taken over that Pine Forest program. And, Burt has been there a lot. And McDowell coming in from Catholic and taking that program over, bringing Tyler with him. And they are loaded with talent at Pine Forest, and which is something that Wade will freely talk to you about as well. And it's going to be fun to talk about that a little bit and then to pitch it over to Wade and hear the way he looks at his ball club. And then I'm also going to, of course, cover a lot more because I think it's a fascinating year as we go in. We have, I think, it's well over half of the teams have brand new coaches. We're going to hit on a little bit of that. And I think it's going to be a blast. So we're going to do all that and more after this. All right, folks, welcome back. First of all, let's just do real quick some words on the coaches and where they're at right now. West Florida has Wes Summerford, fantastic football coach from Northview. I got the opportunity to go over there and watch them practice the other day. I love what they're doing over there, but it's going to be tough. That's the funny thing about all these districts is, it's pretty good, pretty even football around here right now. We'll see how it plays out over the course of a year, but Wes is going to come in there and he's going to, he went to a state championship game, went to the finals at Northview. So, can he duplicate that, replicate that at the school he's at now? I don't know for sure. But I tell you what, I wouldn't bet against him. Now this year though, that's going to be tough sledding. Bobby Clayton is a guy, he's at Catholic now. He was at Fort Walton. Before that, he was at Gulf Breeze. He has to replace a lot of talent at Catholic, but I'll say this, it's probably still more talent at Catholic High School right now than Bobby's ever had on one ball club. And that's nothing against, because he's had great success and he's maximized the talent on his clubs through his whole career. So it'll be interesting to see what he does there. And, that's a tough district. You got Freeport, you got Catholic, you got Walton, you got South Walton in that district. West Florida, of course, is in the same district with Bay and PHS. Wade's going to tell you about his team, like I said, in just a little bit. I think the most fascinating district in the area right now is the 4A D1 district. That's your Pine Forest Eagles, who we're going to talk about. That's your Escambia Gators, and that's Booker T. I'll start with Booker T. Ryan Anka is still one of the younger, if not the youngest coaches in the area, but he's 4 years in. They had, last year wasn't great for him, but a lot of guys are coming back. He had a young quarterback that took his bumps in Townsend. He's got Caden Osborne, also a quarterback. How does that play out? He's got one of the best players in the area in Gioni Lewis. He's got Joshua Brown, a DB. He's got a ton of players back. And it'll be interesting to see now, is this the year where the patience at Booker T with Ryan's plan finally starts to pay off for him? it's going to be tough to pay off for him because the Escambia Gators, Mike Bennett, Brett Bennett, Gary Coward, fantastic coaches. They've got Billy Dunn throwing the ball for him. He's waited his turn. He's ready to rock. They got Justice Payne. They got Andreon Battle. They got Cade Rollins came in from Gulf Breeze. That's going to be a stout defense and a talented offense. And I can tell you, and he hasn't made it a secret, Mike Bennett thinks he's being overlooked. He thinks people have counted them out. He thinks that because they've a ton of talent left, people are going to think, hey, they can't replace all of that. They think they're strong up front, and that'll take care of the back. They think they're talented in the back, but a little bit young. Of course, they graduated, fantastic players. With that, Clarity goes to Ole Miss, et cetera, et cetera. Pine Forest, the team I'm going to watch on Friday night, or this will come out about, tomorrow. This will come out somewhere around, Friday. So the team I'm going to watch later today, Kerry McDowell, Tyler Brooks, Lee Burt, they are loaded. R.J. Payne, Trenton Henderson. Trenton Henderson's going to LSU. That's a big-time scholarship. Ja'Cory Thomas is going to be a quarterback. I love their tight end receiver. They got the modern tight end receiver kind of mold, big receivers. Charson Floyd, Corden Randall. Those guys are big, strong, physical football players on offense. If they can get the ball to them, it's going to be tough. Now, you got a new head coach, new coordinator. How long does it take to get everything in gear? I interviewed Tyler Brooks. I've hung out with the Pine Forest staff. They ain't thinking it's going to take long. I think that the Escambia Pine Forest game is going to be great for Northwest Florida football. I really do. And I think Booker T is going to give people some surprises as well. Now moving over to 5A D1, you got Gulf Breeze, Milton, Mosley, and Niceville. Now the teams that really around here we worry about. Gulf Breeze, 4 coaches, 4 years. It's going to be tough. I like Harris. I think Harris is going to be great there. I don't know how long it's going to take to get that turned around. Milton, they're interesting. Rough year last year. Bring in Ronnie Douglas, one of the best coaches in the area. And Ronnie's said in multiple interviews with the News Journal or with Zach over there at Fox Sports, the cupboard ain't bare. You got Katie Hall going to Florida, another good scholarship. David Aboye going to USM, another good scholarship. You got a ton. Aiden Spratt, fantastic player. So he thinks he's loaded on defense. He's using KD on offense as well. He's using Aboye on offense as well. He thinks he's got it figured out. And he has the track record to tell you, don't think he don't. 6A D1, Crestview, Navarre, Pace, Tate. Navarre's got his work cut out for him. Crestview always plays physical, tough. Love the way they go about their business. Pace, they got a new head coach, but he's replacing his dad. I don't expect anything to change. Kent Smith said to Zach over there at Fox Sports, I hate to be repeating stuff, but I want to give him credit too because they do good work over there. He said to Zach, this is the best offensive line I've had. Okay, well, Pace has great offensive lines all the time. So if Grant Wise and company are better than what they've ever had, or at least while he's been there, good luck with that. And Pace is always talented. They're always loaded. That's a neat thing about Pace and Milton as well. Here's an interesting thing about Milton is whether they're really, really good or had some rough years, the kids stay and keep playing. You don't see all the transfers like you do in some other areas, jumping around to different places, which is nothing wrong with I'm not making a case against transfers. I'm just saying it's neat how those guys stay home. Tate's interesting. I I think we all assume that Tate is going to jump to that next level this year. They did lose a lot of talent. I believe Rhett is going to jump over to the defensive side of the ball, which is where he was at where he started out at as a coach. And I think I think he must like what he has over there. And I think he likes what he has in general at Tate. And I think that the Tate versus Pace, that's going to be a tough district. That's going to be neat. You got guys that like to run the football in that district. We'll see how that plays out. Now, Baker Central, Jay, Laurel Hill, and Northview, and Paxton. And yes, I know I went from 6A to rural D1. I love what Jay does. I enjoy their coach, Brian Watson. If you go back a couple episodes on my YouTube channel, you can listen to him talk about coaching softball and coaching these kids at Jay. They got some really fine players out there. James Youngblood is a really good player, and his brother's going to be the quarterback. So we'll see how that goes. Is this the year where, does Northview come back all of a sudden? They brought in a guy from the state of Alabama to kind of change things for them. There's a lot going on in these districts. Now I'm going to turn you over to Wade McKinney, and he's going to tell you about PHS. And thank you for checking this out. We'll do some of these episodes on location. Obviously, we won't have to do the grand telling of all, so we can get a little bit more specific about different schools and stuff going forward. Thank you for checking this out. Check out Wade. Appreciate you. Thank you to McCory Homes. Thank you to Faust Builders. Thank you to Sideline Sports Bar for allowing me to feed my habit, which is finding out how sports and life intersect, and in this case, how these young men are learning to deal with life through the gridiron. Wade McKinney after this.
All right.
All right, I'm here with Wade McKinney, coach of the historic Pensacola High School Tigers. We are a couple of days away from opening day. You are playing the Pine Forest Eagles, and opening day's approaching. You excited?
Yeah, we're excited. Getting to play a good football team. Got a lot of D1 guys on that side, and
yeah.
So we're excited to get out there and see what we can do against them.
Right, now they are supposed to be loaded, which is great for us, the viewer, the people who want to come to the game. Duwork will be here. I'm going to be here. I would assume anybody that wants to see good football is going to come in here. As you said, Pine Forest has some really good defensive players. You got some potential on offense. But let's talk about you. Let's talk about year 2 for you. Okay, tell me about your offensive coordinator, Blake Atterbury, second year.
Yeah, Blake's a guy that, he played for us at Tate High School when Coach Douglas was over there. Went to Mississippi College, very good player. We was lucky enough when he was coming out of school, we grabbed him at Pine Forest. Coach Douglas was able to grab him over, at Pine Forest, add him to our staff. Me and him just kind of hit things off over there in the coaching world, and worked real well together. And I'm blessed to have him over here as my offensive coordinator. He's kind of ate up with football, loves it a lot, and that's the kind of people I want to surround myself with.
Right. Now, you said he's brilliant.
Yep.
Right, and you guys kind of think along the same lines. You coached him. Do you think it's important for an offensive line, like offensive lines getting more credit for being smart than it used to?
Yeah, I mean, that's kind of the backbone of your team, man, having a good offensive line coach. Hard to find those guys.
Right.
And not everybody wants to do that,
Right.
It's kind of like playing the position, same way as coaching the position.
Right.
Those are kind of the unsung heroes of the game, but it's kind of where the game's won and lost at every level's up front.
Right. Now you switched, you got a new defensive coordinator on defense?
Yep, Dave Meredith come over from West Florida.
Mm-hmm.
He was over there 10 plus years, got a lot of coaching experience, former military guy, knows the game inside and out, very regiment in what he does.
Right, and you like that?
Yeah, I mean, he just brings a different style to our coaching staff, and, so I think it fits good. And, You know, he works hard and demands a lot out of the kids, and but at the same time, he'll do anything for those kids. So that means a lot, and he's coming over, and we're excited to have him on staff.
Now, you're trying to fill your staff with guys like that, right?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
They're more than willing to.
Yeah, man, we want to have all kind of, you know, coaches that create bonds with players and, you know, also are good coaches on Friday night and at practice.
Right. Awesome. So let's talk about your team, because every team's different. Your staff's a little bit different here and there. You mentioned DJ coming in and being a linebacker coach. That's been a pretty seamless transition.
Yeah, man, he does it. Brings a lot of energy. Does an outstanding job. He's got the linebackers, very special unit on this year's team, and
you've got a good linebacking core with Jalen Cunningham.
Yeah, we think he could be one of the best in the area. You know, then we got Ronald Robinson also. He's going to be a junior. You know, he is a high motor guy, and a lot of people haven't really talked about him, but I think he's really going to come onto the scene this year. We got Noah Jones, outside linebacker, big, you know, big basketball player for us.
Right.
So we're excited. Very long, very athletic, very athletic. Right. So that's a really good unit right there, and DJ coaching that unit. I've been really pleased with him. He's been bringing it every day at practice, and just excited about that.
Your defensive coordinator is your D-back coach?
He is. He coached secondary. He coached secondary at West Florida.
So that's Jordan Williams?
Yep, Jordan Williams, Cameron Hamilton, Antonio McCorvey. That's the name I was thinking of. He didn't play last year, got here late. He's about 6'3", 6'4", real tall kid. Only going to be a junior, so we're excited about Antonio. Josh Quillis, our best receiver. He also plays some DB. We're going to have some guys going two ways, so that's where Coach Meredith kind of cut his teeth, is in the secondary.
Right. Now, you're going to have a heck of a quarterback to lead your team in Jamarcus Fountain. Has he taken ownership of this ball club?
He has. I mean, this is his team, you know. It's the seniors team, and you know, he showed up every day, summer, spring. You know, I don't think he missed a workout. So, you know, if we take care of that football, and you know, he's pretty special. He can shake you in a phone booth.
You think George is going to take care of the football?
You know, he better take care of the football. I mean, that's what
you're excited to have him too, though, right?
Man, yeah,
Courtney George.
Yeah, Courtney George, running back. One of our kids transferred in from Pine Forest, played here as a 10th grader. We're super excited about him, what he brings to the table. You know, his stats, if you look in the past, they really haven't popped off the charts because he just hadn't had the touches. I think he's got an opportunity to show everybody in Pensacola he's one of the best backs in the area this year.
And we talked about Josh Quills.
Yeah, Josh. You know,
I like watching him play.
Josh, basketball kid. You know, catch the football. Great hands. Quick kid. Not a very big kid, but you know, he's electric with the ball in his hands. He can do a lot of things. He can play corner, receiver. We're going to ask him to do a lot this year.
Right. Now let's finish up here talking about winning district. That's the key to everything, right? West Florida and Bay.
West Florida and
Bay. The whole season comes down to 2 games, realistically.
2 games, you know, and with a small district, you know, you about got to win your district to get in the playoffs, you know.
Right.
So it's going to either win your district or win 6 or 7 games. So the easiest way to do it with the point system is win your district, then you're in.
Right.
So them are the most important games of the year. Of course, we're not even looking at them yet.
No. You got.
We'll be a different team by the time we get to week 5 than we are in week 1. So, you know,
that's funny, right? Last year's team's completely different from this year's team, just because some seniors leave, a couple of coaches come. There's transition every year.
Every team's different.
But your team will be different in week 5 than it is in week 1.
Sure. I mean, you know, week 5, you got injuries. I mean, you just got so many factors in 5 weeks. You know, we got 5 weeks before we go to Bay. You know, we got a lot of big games. Of course, you know, we'll move some pieces around. You know, we want to, by the time we hit Bay, we want to have the best guys in the right position that are producing the best at those positions ready to go.
Right, and you're always evaluating.
Always evaluating.
Right. So real quick, let's think about it this way. What do you think about Friday night? Just excited to get going?
Yeah, I mean, I'm excited for these guys. We got a great opportunity at home.
It's a neat atmosphere now here.
You know, it's the oldest high school state of Florida.
Yeah.
A lot of big games been played on that field. And, And, you know, it's going to be a big game Friday night. You know?
And last year people came out.
Yeah, they're going to come out, and we hope
Right.
that, you know, all the PHS community, alumni, everybody gets back out here to support these guys. They've been putting in the work. We love for you know, to fill our side up with as many Tiger fans as we can get.
Right.
And we're hoping to put a good product on the field that makes them proud on Friday nights.
Awesome. Thank you so much. Appreciate you.
Okay,